Bloom was the major pivot that led to my current everything, my current mindset, skill set, like everything that I am now began with Bloom. So coming off of thanks for the memories and saying how I needed to change my mindset, Bloom was all of that, all encompassing, right? So Bloom is an acronym. It stands for Blossom, Little One of Mine. And I got back, really heavy into my storytelling, and I wanted to just make some good songs. And by this time, I think I had started learning how to, engineer better and tune and pitch and all of this stuff. And I was really, I feel I was really starting to catch a brand new stride. Like I think I was starting to be an artist as an adult. Um, I was maybe if I hadn't turned 25 yet, I was turning 25 the year that this album dropped. No, yeah. I was still 24 when this album dropped. But I felt so much better leaving behind that fear and desire that I had when it came to, oh, I have to be this, I have to be this, I have to do this before this age, and leaving all that behind and having a new mindset of, I just want to feel happy creating. I want to be a good teacher. I want to be a good musician. Um, I want to, I want to find, a good group of friends, find a relationship, all this stuff. I'm just thinking like I had to reframe what success was to me. And success to me at that point, after letting go with Thanks to the Memories and starting with Bloom, success at that point was happiness, just genuine happiness. Like I just wanted to be, I just wanted to feel better. And even my mom said around that time that she hadn't seen me happy that way in quite a few years. Um, so I think around then it had been about 7 years since my debut album, since graduating and releasing the album. So she probably hadn't seen me genuinely happy since then. And I look back at that album, and it still will always hold a very special place in my heart because I feel like it was the true start of my artist career as a new person. Like obviously I'm still me, but with a new mindset, I should say. It was everything that I wanted it to be in terms of feeling free. And I don't know if it was intentional or it was just a coincidence at the time, but I've always loved nature and had a really big respect for nature. Um, and with the title being Bloom and the surrounding artwork and the overall theme of the project being uh, nature, I just ran with it, right? So throughout the album, it's basically a story of um, conversations with Mother Nature, and ultimately, uh, how did I put? I don't know if it was Bloom or later, but I'm pretty sure it was Bloom that started it because Bloom is actually part of uh, a set of albums. So it's Bloom, um, If I Leave It All Right Now, and Right Where I Should Be. That's a trilogy of albums that I didn't specify as a trilogy of albums. Um, they all were supposed to be that like acronym title, but afterwards I just decided no, Bloom worked as an acronym title because it was also a word. The acronyms for the other two albums were they didn't roll off the tongue. So Bloom was conversations with Mother Nature, and about my relationship with Mother Nature's daughter, right? So the whole album primarily is like a love song to Mother Nature's daughter and Mother Nature, um, and just me having this new appreciation for freedom, so to speak. Freedom for my art, freedom for my art direction, my mindset, emotions, just everything that I was feeling at the time, just letting a lot of it go and just making a poetic album again. And I feel like this was one of the first albums where it was truly a full body of work from start to finish, and I put in all this effort to make sure I had lyric videos. I had did lyric videos for every song. Most of them came from a videographer who allowed me to use some of her videos as the backdrops for the lyric videos. Yeah, it was just so nice and so refreshing to make that album. And when people finally heard it, it did end up becoming it became one of my most successful. Pop always says I was one song away from having a no skip album because I threw the song Hold Your Breath on the end of it as a bonus track. It wasn't supposed to be a part of the actual album itself. That's why I called it a bonus. It was a track where me and my cousins were in there, and I think it was supposed to be one of their songs at first, but I made a solo version of it. And, I just threw it on there because I liked my verse. But obviously, hindsight, I do see like, oh man, I could have left this song off the album and it would have just ended perfect. But in my mind, I was like, well, no, it's not part of the album. It's a bonus. It like when I'm talking about the album, I'm talking about everything except for that song. But it's okay. Bloom was also the first time I got to work with Grace Coletta. Love Grace. Grace is like a big sister in music. She's worked with me on a few things now, but back then we wanted to get her on a Marvel song. And again, I'm going to get to all the Marvels. I'm going to put all the Marvels projects in their own episode. But we wanted her on a Marvels project. She wasn't able to do that. I wanted her on a song for the project. She wasn't able to do that. But luckily, she was able to send me just a voice note of her saying, Blossom, little one of mine. And hey, I took what I could get because I love Grace. I loved her music. And I just wanted to have a song with her at some point. And I understood at the time where this was when I got to the point of just blindly shooting my shots in DMs. The people that know me, I'm not approaching women randomly, and I'm not shooting DMs about dates and romance. That's not my thing. I leave people alone. But when it comes to music and business opportunities, I'm shooting every shot I can. So if I see you and I love your voice and I love your music or I love your art or whatever it is you do, 100% I'm shooting a DM. So Grace was one of the first people that I did that to, like completely raw. Like I had no idea about anything else she had going on. She didn't know who I was. We didn't follow each other. There was no introduction at all first. Our introduction was me shooting that DM about working and opportunities and extending opportunities for her to be a part of 1033 and all this stuff. I was just at that point, I was much more confident because I think I had moved away from all the other stuff that was weighing me down. Now it was just a focus on what can I do? What can Cameron do with 1033 and build up his own thing and do so in a way that is impactful, helpful, and limits the stress of mainstream ideas of success. So luckily, she did get back to me and she sent me that vocal clip and I was able to put it in the song for the intro. And the intro was more I would equate it to something like Chance the Rapper ish, where it was more funny and witty. And it was just kind of like a set the tone, like, hey, this is a serious album. Um, but I wanted to have a bit of lightheartedness in there because I was already in such a dark place mentally that I wanted this to be the start of me trying to be more positive, adding more color into my projects, adding more life, love, more positivity, speaking life into things, and not necessarily always addressing the negative emotions of things and trying to express love and admiration in all of these different areas. So Bloom was the starting point and the initiator of everything that's come since. Um, I do think now, I do think it's approaching fifth anniversary, if I'm not mistaken. The fifth anniversary might have already come and gone um, by the time this episode comes out. But I think I want to do something for the fifth anniversary of it. I don't know if I want to like remaster it or just, give some time. Maybe this counts as, something for the fifth anniversary where people will just be able to hear my experience with the album and things like that. Because I know through these audio series and stuff, like I don't have a lot of discussions about the in studio and the in studio sessions and like what was actually going on while I was recording and stuff. And most of that is because it's a very boring process. Almost 100% of the time, I'm in my studio room alone and it's just me writing and recording for hours and hours. And then I don't like to be at my house alone too much. It's boring. And my family lives right down the street. My parents' house is right down the street. So I go to my parents' house and I do all my editing there and, I'll chill, with my dog and, my nephew wasn't born at the time. So I chill with my dog and, talk to my mom while I'm editing, talk to my dad, my sisters, whoever's at the house or whatever. But yeah, I don't feel like I have many interesting stories when it comes to the in studio stuff until we get to Marvels, because that was when I had full studio sessions for those projects where it was, 5, 10, 15 people in and out during those recording sessions. So overall, Bloom is always going to be, Bloom may be in my top 5 albums of all time that I've created. Generously, I'll say top 5. As a safe bet, I'll say top 10. Just in case it like peaks its way down to number 6 or something like that. But it was such a monumental moment for me realizing the man that I wanted to be and the man that I was letting go. The parts of me that I was letting go. And I always want to give this project its flowers because of how well everything came together. And, you know, I thank God for that opportunity, because had I not been surrounded by people that cared about me, that album would have never got made. The music that I've made now never would have got made, because I would have quit and I would have gave up. And I've never been a quitter. I've never been somebody who just gives up on an idea. So me coming to that conclusion of I do quit, but I'm only quitting a part of it. Art has never made me feel bad. Music has never made me feel bad. Creation has never made me feel bad. What was making me feel bad was all the expectations that I had placed on myself and I wasn't meeting. And what was making me feel bad was the relationships that I was having with collaborators and friends and family that were unsupportive, and all that stuff was weighing on me like that. So, like I said, I'll always hold Bloom in such a high regard in my discography because of everything that it was able to help refresh and help set me on a new path with its creation. And obviously, I can't give enough thanks to God for bestowing me with the mindset to even create this project, and the ability to still be here and be of sound mind and, healthy body to continue to be able to create. So it's always gonna stay in my heart. I've released it on my granddad's birthday, and I always try to release projects either on or very close to special moments in life. So over the years, you may notice there's a lot of projects that come out on my granddad's birthday or my parents' anniversary or my birthday or my sister's birthdays, my dad's birthdays, my mom's birthday, whatever it is. You'll notice that a lot of albums come out on the same dates or similar dates, mainly because I do now much more than before. I try to release them on days that mean something to me. So I'll never forget these events as well as these moments in time, and I'll always be able to tie them back to something. So I'll play a song from Bloom, actually, because that Hold Your Breath on Bloom is a solo version, and for years I have not been able to find the complete version because it was originally a version that featured Trail 224 and my cousin Mikey. And I will try to find that version, and I will put that in there if I can find it. If I can't find it, I'll play something else as well, but I'm going to play one song from Bloom and the song, the full version, the original version of Hold Your Breath, if I can find it. Just as a little disclaimer, I don't, if I can find the song, I don't think I have the original file for the original version with the features on it. The reason the song got the reason I cut their verses from the song was because I wanted to keep it clean. All of my music is always clean, so I did not want to have that on the album. I didn't feel like it represented the album well anyway. That's why I put that solo version on there as a bonus, because it didn't fit the album. I just really like my verse. So, like I said, if I can find it, I'll add it. If not, then I'll only play the one song from Bloom.
Down in her garden, we pull up, she show up, she say relax, you can chill on the road. Down in her garden, she bring life to the night and let us drink from the watering hole. Down in her garden, we pull up, she show up, she say relax, you can chill on the road. Down in her garden, she bring light to the night sky and drink from the watering hole. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo, I'm playing with these tigers while I watch her move the fire. She know how to keep it under control. If it's cold, then she warm in the soul. That's my baby. Take a sip, let it drip, watch it sparkle from her lip, I clean it up. Stars shine, waterfalls, flowers bloom, in the spring we linking up. Moving secret, mind your business, that's the way we have to operate. Energy, got a vibe, she decides she gonna tolerate. Motown, got a crown, skin brown, wedding gown, peach tree, guarantee, be free, gotta see. My next inspiration, I make time for conversation. She watch me like Mother Nature, she know what I'm contemplating. When she wanna take control, when she touch turn straight to gold. She speak to enlighten us, she invented the Midas touch. She told me drink it well, this ain't no sip and tell. I could get used to this, she said yeah, it fits you well. Garden, we pull up, she show up, she say relax, you can chill on the road. Down in her garden, she bring life to the night and let us drink from the watering hole. Down in her garden, we pull up, she show up, she say relax, you can chill on the road. Down in her garden, she bring light to the night sky and drink from the watering hole. This is like magic, I'm feeling fantastic. This love ain't romantic, but it's filled with passion. Now she dive in the pool, her body is cool. I look to the sun, I'm watching the hues. I'm caught up with somebody's daughter. All nights are getting shorter. Sipping more tension, yeah. Now I'm in love like Harry Potter. She like Miss Independent. Don't know what she intended, but now she got me feeling something. There ain't no pretending. Darth Maul, waterfall, fresh fruit, mango, cup talk, animal, no pets, valuable, no checks. She my inspiration, fuel to my imagination. By the way she work the room, she know all the moves she making. But she wanna take control. What she touch turn straight to gold. She speak to enlighten us. She invented the Midas touch. She told me drink it well. This ain't no sip and tell. I could get used to this. She said yeah, it fits you well. Garden, we pull up, she show up. She say relax, you can chill on the road. Down in her garden, she bring life to the night and let us drink from the watering hole. Down in her garden, we pull up, she show up. She say relax, you can chill on the road. Down in her garden, she bring light to the night sky and drink from the watering hole.